Paxton Baker, and he is with Centrix and also BET Networks. Hi, Paxton. How you doing?
Kimberly, healthy, positive, and so glad to be here.
Yeah, it's great. I'm sorry. As soon as I saw your face, I said, "Oh, I know you." Did you ever model? Because I don't know if I've seen you in some modeling ads also. No?
No.
No.
That was television a number of times, but outside of that, no.
Okay, well, listen, let's, we talked about voting. Did you vote? I know you had to probably put in a absentee, correct?
No, not an absentee.
Okay, how did you do? You voted early?
Early voted.
Okay,
yeah.
wonderful.
I live in the state of Maryland.
Okay.
Right in metropolitan D.C., so I voted in Silver Spring, Maryland, last Wednesday, actually. Voting, actually, in Maryland opens about 8 days before the actual election day. So I would have voted on Monday. I got in extra early, but the Hurricane Sandy came through, and so the polls were closed for the Monday and Tuesday, but Wednesday they opened up. And so it was very heavy voting, actually.
Yeah.
And in the district, it opens up 2 weeks before.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's wonderful, because I think when we show by example, people understand how important it is that, you know, I voted. I know I have a son that's 22 years old. I said no, and I got him from college. I said, we're going together. And took him over there.
More. Actually, it was for all of the staff coming in for the Soul Train Awards from all the different cities across America. New York, Atlanta were two primary cities, and then Washington and Los Angeles. It was a mandatory piece that anybody coming in had to vote. So.
And it's very serious.
Right,
and I know,
absolutely.
and Vegas is one of the battleground states, so you know, we have to take that very seriously. And I know that President Obama and Michelle have been here numerous times and trying to encourage everyone to get out and vote, especially vote early. But if you didn't vote early, today's the day. Today's the last day. You have to get to the voting polls and vote. Again, we want to hear from you at 647-3688. That's 647-3688 in regards to, did you vote? Also, the Soul Train Music Awards, and Centrix is hosting it. Tell us about all that's going on.
Wow. Best thing since sliced bread.
Okay.
Best thing since President Obama.
That's good.
Before and after President Obama. There we go. So we're overwhelmingly excited. We've had the Soul Train Awards. This is the 25th, actually, offering of the Soul Train Awards. It was, of course, founded by Don Cornelius back in, it went national back in 1972. It was the longest running show on television. I say that from the perspective of not the longest running African-American show on television, but the longest running syndicated show on television, period, bar none.
Right.
And so I guess as an African-American, certainly a lot of pride from that perspective that it was done by an African-American entrepreneur and businessman. What made Don Cornelius overwhelmingly phenomenal was he was a talent in his own right. He was a celebrity in his own right. An early rapper, even though it took him a while to kind of embrace rap. He's like, his raps and his lyrics were second to none. But beyond that, from the entrepreneurial perspective, he was the first African American to own his own television show. Literally.
Yes.
Literally, the first African American to own his own television show, and then to syndicate it, have the kind of a vision to take it, and it became the place where America gathered. Certainly, African Americans gathered every Saturday to kind of like see what was new, what was hip, what was next. And so, from our end with the award show, we've had it now. We revamped it 3 years ago and purchased the rights or licensed the rights to do the award show, and then we licensed classic episodes and brought them back on the air on Centric. And we're quite excited about bringing it back. We were in Atlanta for the first 3 years.
Okay.
And this is our first year moving the show to Las Vegas. We're adding other elements to it, i.e. a comedy special, which we're going to be taping on the 9th of November. And then on the 10th, we're doing a concert with New Edition, Tyrese, Genuine, and Tank, and Miguel. Okay. So we're kind of, the goal is to make it a weekend. It's called the Centric Soul Weekend. And we want to make it an attraction. It's on Veterans Day weekend, and basically grow it out into something that becomes an annual attraction on the entertainment circuit for people who want to come in someplace fun. Atlanta was a great home for us. We had 3 very good years there, and as a company, with BT, we tape a lot of television shows in Atlanta. So for Soul Train, we wanted to do something different and kind of come out, and we couldn't have picked a better place than the entertainment capital of the world. That's
right, Las Vegas. Now, what will this be a continuous situation where you all are coming back every year for the Soul Train to Las Vegas to do the show, or will you still move it around a little bit?
No, the aim and the goal is to have a home here in Las Vegas.
Yay!
So yeah, we need the citizenry, everybody who's out there listening to us, to come out and support us by way of the award show on Thursday is not a ticketed event, but the Friday and Saturday, the comedy show and the concert are ticketed events. So we need support from the community, tourists and other people come through. And once again, we came to an attraction city, so we want to make sure people get out and kind of support us. But yeah, the goal is certainly to have it a long-term event here and to bring a phenomenal event of this nature to Las Vegas and to have us both grow together.
Right. Wow, that's great. So continuously, the Soul Train Music Awards will be here in Las Vegas. That is really big. And also, the comedy show is something that people can come out to. A lot of celebrities. Sherry Shepherd's going to be doing some of the comedy, as well as some of the other comics. Who's
We've got Bill Bellamy.
Okay.
Bill Bellamy and Earthquake.
Uh-huh.
And Anthony Anderson, who's got a great new TV show on NBC.
It is. It really is good, yeah.
Yeah. And then Gary Owen, who was in Think Like a Man. And then we're giving a Lifetime Achievement to Mr. Las Vegas.
Okay. Yeah. George Wallace, the president, the second president.
Indeed. It gets no better than that. So, we're excited. I got a chance to have dinner with him last time I was in town.
Okay.
And, he's thrilled about it. He sought us out the minute he heard that Soul Train was coming to Las Vegas. He sought us out and called me himself and said, "I just want you to know we're excited about it, and that he was excited about us coming to Las Vegas, and he wanted to know, wanted us to come down to a show, etc., participate with it, promote it. So he's been a great partner.
And I love from a business standpoint, Paxton. George Wallace always says, I own my own show on the Strip, and he does. He does his own promotion. He's involved with all the semantics that go into really keeping that show on the Strip, and he's been there now for years. So we really applaud him for doing just that, because at one time when my parents arrived here in '55, it was because of the Moulin Rouge on the historic West Las Vegas, and not too many African Americans were playing the Strip. Some here and there, but now watching George Wallace owning his show. Gladys Knight also had a room named after her at the Tropicana. It's those historic moves have really opened the door for a lot of people. Again, we want to hear from you. 647-3688. That's 647-3688. In regards to the Soul Train Music Awards and the comedy show coming up, and New Edition, it's 30 years for them, correct?
30 years. Lifetime achievement to New Edition. All the guys are back together as a group. They're healthy. Very much looking forward to it. Michael Bivens told me this is his mother's first award show, and most of the guys in the group are bringing literally all of their families without
that's how we do it, though.
Literally, black people are going to bring all their family,
and that's nice. Everybody.
Yeah, it's a family piece. And actually, as far as Soul Train is concerned, that was one of the things that appealed to African Americans. Was it was like literally from the young people in the house to older people, everybody kind of got behind it. So we've had that same kind of a vision for how we produced and programmed the award show. So Cedric the Entertainer is hosting for us. This is his second year's host for us. We've got young talent with Miguel, Neo, to classic performers along the lines of Miss Gladys Knight, Charlie Wilson, and then the great Stevie Wonder's on be coming in here as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That wasn't on the list.
It was not on the list. That's a surprise for you, the great Stevie Wonder.
And in tying that into the voting process, he was in Ohio, and as people came in Virginia, and he was singing for them if they voted.
Seal, Deliver, that's right.
That's right.
Right. As soon as the president finished his speech, ripped right into Sign, Seal, Deliver. I had the opportunity to work with Stevie a few weeks ago. Stevie Wonder's a Goodwill Ambassador for the United Nations, and we worked with him to produce United Nations Day. The first time that an individual had done it versus being a member nation of the UN. So he was overwhelmingly energetic, bringing that spirit into both the election and then coming into the Soul Train Awards. When I asked him about participating, he said, did something for Dick Clark, and there's no reason I shouldn't do it for Don Cornelius.
That's right.
So Stevie had a lot of history on Soul Train over the years. So we're really, really excited. And then one of the other secrets that I'll go ahead and let out here in the air today is Mr. Bill Withers is going to be coming to town.
Wow.
Yeah, he's not performing, but he's coming in with his wife and daughter, and they're our special guest. And we've got a good twist in the show with Bill Withers' music in there. So he's He's an interesting, overwhelming interesting person, kind of at his own terms decided to kind of like step off the public limelight at the peak of his career. So we're excited to get him out here as well. So Bill Withers will be in effect at Planet Hollywood on Thursday evening. The show starts at 7:30, and we've got a red carpet show prior to that from 5
So
to
the
7.
public can come out to the red carpet?
They sure can.
Okay. And you're expecting all kind of people. I mean, as far as the people that are nominated for awards, will we expect to see that same kind of response from the Hollywood community to
Absolutely.
be there?
Yeah,
okay.
no, we've got a slew of celebrities that have already RSVP'd that are coming out.
Okay, that's great, and it's going to be a celebration because we know who's going to win, right? With this election, so we know it's going to be a wonderful celebration.
Well, that would be the hope. I don't take anything for granted. Like
Yeah.
you said something a little bit earlier that I can't reinforce enough, and that's to get out and vote, because you can't take anything for granted at all. You cannot take anything for granted, and so many different elections came down to 1 or 2 votes that really made a difference. And so for everybody who's out there, I can't encourage that enough to really like take the time out of your day, lunch break, whatever else it is. Don't take anything for granted, just thinking something's going to happen. You got to get out there and participate.
Right.
And also, you mentioned the Moulin Rouge earlier as far as the first African-American casino in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Our ancestors went through too much for the right to vote, for us to just take it for granted and not go down and participate. So it's
and it's a lot of history. I got to give you my dad's book, Finding My Voice in Las Vegas, because he was the Equal Rights Commissioner, and he made it possible for us to go through the front door to the hotels.
There you go.
And equal employment and Morehouse man, and but it was a lot going on during that time. But we have come a ways. But with this election, I think we have a ways to go. I know I'm a little disappointed with some things. But that's real. We have a caller on the line. Caller, go right ahead. What's your business? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, go right ahead.
First of all, I want to say vote, vote, vote. You got to get out and vote. Secondly, to the Soul Train award show coming up, kudos to you guys. But Don Cornelius and I didn't work with him, but I worked at the same station he worked at WVON.
Okay. And that was in Chicago, correct?
Yeah, that's it. I was on the Northwestern at the time.
Yeah. I mean, I know a little bit of history with it. So, wow, we appreciate you calling in. And so you did vote today.
Hold on. I want to tell you.
Okay.
Emily, I watched you this morning on Vegas.
Okay.
You held your own very well. And I'd like to get in touch with you. My name is Stick Man, and I've been in this business about 9 years.
And that would be the...
you, I didn't know as that strong women here like they are. You are strong.
Oh.
And I appreciate you standing up. And one more thing before I go. I want to let everybody know, President Obama did not say, don't spend your money in Vegas. You know, don't spend all your money in Vegas.
Yeah, it was almost like a little cliche. People just took it overboard. It was really bizarre to me. But thank you so much for watching me on that channel with it. And it was, it was enlightening. Like I said, I was probably the only liberal on the show. But, Spelman did me good, Spelman College.
You are strong. Thank God for you, lady.
Thank you, honey. Well, everybody has to do their part. And Paxton, I want to know, and talking in the light of this presidential election, what's been the biggest misconception that maybe our people have heard, and you can clear up for us, or even just the people in general that throughout this election about President Obama, or just the process in general?
Well, I think certainly one of the tougher parts is that everything would just change and become better in a heartbeat. It's like he's not the Messiah. Yeah. And he's a human being just like everybody else. And so I think part of it certainly from the perspective of that everything would just change and become better overnight for African Americans and Americans overall. The process doesn't work that way. It wasn't going to work that way. But overall, like as far as steady gains and changes and things like that he's done for Americans overall, but African Americans as well, has been pretty phenomenal. And from an inspirational perspective of young people and of knowing that you could achieve pretty much anything that you want to do. Right. So many doors have been closed for us, and certainly that was like the top echelon.
That was one.
Like, almost like I'm 52 in a couple weeks, and never in my lifetime to me that I even kind of even give any thought of the lines for something like that happening.
Yeah.
So it's like the sky's the limit. It was before, but now it's even more so reinforced.
It's really, it's a reality for us. And I think about that when we, you know, I had made my son, who's 13, watch when the president won the first time, and my oldest son watch as well. And I told him it was so significant for them to see that image of a black man becoming the president of the United States. I remember growing up, and my brother, he would say, "I'm going to be the president of the United States," and people would just like kind of look at him, you know,
pat him on the head.
Yeah, oh, that's so cute, you know. But this is real, and so it's not so much. And President Obama said it last night in Iowa. It's not so much about him. It's about this country and what it represents. And I think that's the bigger picture. And we cannot go back. We cannot go back. We have fought too hard, and I think that people understand that. And people have gotten out to vote. So I applaud all the ones that have gotten out to vote early. But today is a day. If you know anyone that hasn't gotten out and they need a ride, sometimes people just need a ride. You know,
or a pull.
Or a pull. You got to get to the polls and vote, and it's very rewarding after you place your vote, and it gives you that sense of power. And speaking of power, Paxton, your position as executive vice president and general manager of Centrix, and this is also, it's owned by BET. Tell us what are your job responsibilities with that network, and how has that been for you?
Overwhelmingly phenomenal.
Okay.
It's been great. I have a 21-year history with BET. My first 7 years, they were my client, and the last 14 years, I've been a senior executive at the company. And then, we were, the company was founded by Bob Johnson, certainly another visionary, and our founder. And then we were sold to Viacom in 2001, and Viacom has been an amazing parent company and support. We've been able to grow phenomenally by way of programming dollars and investment in the channel, and we've blossomed and grown a lot. Centric was originally BET Jazz, and it was started in 1996, and we rebranded the channel Centric in 2009. And one of our big things we came out with on the rebranding was to put up the Soul Train Awards and bring that franchise back to life. So by way of responsibilities, general manager is pretty much responsible for everything from the day-to-day, keeping the lights on, to the program that goes on the air, the marketing for it, the content of programming, shows that are on, where we're at. We're in 52 million homes nationwide, and we're on DirecTV and Cox here in Las Vegas, and then every Comcast, all the different major cable operators throughout the United States. And it's a growing network. It's targeted for African American and urban adults 25 to 54. So we're the unapologetic adult general entertainment channel, and our tag is the only aspirational lifestyle channel rooted in soul. So music is the DNA of the channel. And once again, by way of bringing it full circle, brother, good to see you.
Yeah, Commissioner Weekly has just joined us. Yay! I was thinking, I didn't call him this morning. I should have given him a call. But listen, Commissioner Weekly, thank you so much for being here with us. And we were talking, of course, the voting process. I know you have a lot to say about this, so please give us your words of encouragement to get us to the polls.
Well, first of all, let me just thank you very much for the invite to be here. Look at you. You look so nice. You and Charles all dressed up
today. I wanted Paxton to see me dressed.
And I come in, your special guest, I'm looking like a bum.
No, you're not. Radio, because you all can't see us.
Got that right.
Yeah.
You guys look good this morning. That's so cool. Well, listen, first of all, I want to say, hey, man, it's so exciting to have the Soul Train Awards here in Las Vegas. This is amazing. I've seen Cedric the Entertainer commercials. Hot, really hot. And what makes it more exciting is the fact that I sat the other night with my daughter watching Black Girls Rock.
Yes.
That was so hot.
That is, oh my
I'm looking
God.
into the face of this 15-year-old, and she was so inspired. You know, it was so cool, and what you guys are doing is amazing. So thank you very, very much. But Kim, I can't tell you, you know, people are out right now beating on doors, and that program that DJ Thump and Craig Knight had on prior to you. What a way to wake up this morning.
That's right.
Now, that was some Jamba Juice with a whole shot of energy right there.
That's right. That's our energy drink,
man,
right?
That was an energy drink. That was so extremely powerful. And you know, I was over this morning over at the MLK statue, and they were showing me charts of people who have not voted yet. And I'm talking folders and folders of registered voters who have yet to go to the polls.
Wow. And why do you think we're doing that? Where does that complacency come from?
I don't understand
or empathy?
what that
I don't
means.
know. Yeah, what is
and
that
I mean,
about?
I'm talking about stacks.
Wow.
I'm talking about stacks of folders of people who are registered and have yet to get up and go to the polls.
You know what? Well, we trust that you're going to do the right thing. We trust that they're going to get to the polls. And I know a lot goes on in a day. You know, this is a 24-hour town, Commissioner. So you know, some people have 3 and 4 jobs just trying to make it, and then with their families. It's a lot that goes with that. I was just wondering,